Stream Manager. Okay, we are live and we are on leg 4. I might finish this. We've only got 2 islands, so I might finish this today and then we'll move on, because I don't know if I want to stream tomorrow or not. We got 2 islands, and it's always up in the air how well we do. We have not had a successful landing in this series of tours, but let's get started. Hope people come in. We got 1 viewer, so again, that's probably myself. Don't know why I hit start for fly and it doesn't work on 2020. I could have jumped in on the 24. I have AI. Our multiplayer finally turned on. I have it on here. I think we had it on last night when I was streaming. So nameplates now are showing up. I hope. If I don't see them, then I need to go and change a setting again. But because it's really confusing whether I don't know if proximity, vehicles within proximity on is a good thing or a bad thing. Anyway. Alright. So I just loaded to the tarmac. I'm not worrying about starting cold and dark and taxiing, because it never seems to go right. But brake off. Laps are at 10. And I have to fix my phone. There we go. Alright. Let's throttle up. See, I'm having the same problem again. What is up with the throttle?
Stall.
Alright. Already not looking good. I couldn't get my hand off the joystick to actually use the keyboard command. Alright, well, we're off. And I can't remember. It should be on auto, but it's not switching, so Honolulu. Request flight following. Okay. Alright. Okay, we're not seeing others. Name tags, general, traffic. I guess I need to turn this off. Apply. There. Either that or there's just nobody here right now. Hopefully, we do okay on this one. We do have this mountain I gotta worry about. But we haven't had an actual landing. And, I've been having problems getting off the ground. So I don't know if it's the controlling it, the sensitivity or what. There's no, as far as I know, I can't remap stuff on 2020. But I could be wrong. But I didn't want to remap, but it seemed like the button was not working. Like, I actually had to keep it held down. So, who knows? Huh. I have a lot of unknown user as followers. Probably because those are people. I don't know. Anyway. Probably people I ended up deleting. Because they weren't actual people. But, well, we're on our 4th island. Like, we got one more after this. And it looks like I am gonna have to climb up over this, probably by hand. Alright, there's nameplates out there. Okay, so apparently proximity, when that's on, I can't see everything. I don't know if that's what it's like in 24 or not. I saw nameplates on earlier when I was messing around with 24 this morning to check multiplayer functions. I could not hear the default ATC from other players. I could hear... but I don't know if nameplates, I think nameplates on 24 only shows you, well, I had it to all players, but, who knows. I should have been hearing a lot more chatter than I did. I loaded in at a really, really busy airport. I went to Atlanta, the busiest in the world, and it was actually still quiet on the radios. So, maybe because on multiplayer, people that are playing with third-party software, their radio calls aren't retransmitted back into the default ATC, and therefore they're like kind of invisible. But, well, we've gained altitude. It looks like we're gaining some anyway. And we should be turning to go south here. And this is where I might have to take control to get up over the mountain. You know, that's the weird part. Okay, so they're there, they're not there. So, I gotta be very careful that I don't have a piece of scenery glitched out and then I, you know, run into something invisible. Right, where's our, waypoint? Okay. We got a CPT, we got somebody on the ground over there. Maybe I did the flight plan in a way we technically go around everything. But, after today, or after we finish this Hawaii series, I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing stuff in 2020 and in 24, or what. And here I've got Copilot feature on. In 2024, I've only got like an AI pilot that works some of the time. This morning, I finally figured out how to use the EFB when I was playing around with check and make sure AI stuff showed up. So, I actually did file a whole flight plan and alright, inputted one by hand with the EFB, picked IFR, picked my approaches, picked my departures, my arrival and approach. I sent it to ATC and the avionics on my 172. It came up on the EFB, the plane flew it. I even had the plane on autopilot, nav mode, and flight level change to get us to where we needed to climb, and then it went into the altitude hold. And it flew on the magenta line. So, I just have not figured out exactly when I can use the approach mode on the 172. I think I wasn't able to use it because the airport I was arriving at probably had no signaling system. But, I feel like I had success this morning and just fooling around with stuff in 24. So, like, I was saying earlier, I don't know if there'll be a stream tomorrow or not. I never know. I wanted to jump on here now, and get this done while I had some energy, and, I hope the dogs are outside okay, and I can't hear them right now. But I think they're okay outside. It's a nice, cool day. And when their mommy's not here, they'd rather be outside waiting for her to come home. So, they don't bug me nearly as much when they're out there, so they can stay out there for all I care. I see someone over there. I don't know about anybody nearby me. What is this below us? Oh, the cliff house. Okay. And I can't read that. But, okay. Maybe I picked these, despite the way the plan looked. Maybe we're gonna avoid a problem. Maybe we will land today. Looks like we're about to get feet wet for a for a minute here. And feet wet. And now our feet dry again. I think we're okay for today. I'm paying attention to the altitude, but I think we're gonna make this climb. And our final destination is over there to our left. Looks like we're above this mountain anyway. There's another plane in the sky. Whether it's AI or multiplayer, I don't know. I don't know how you tell in 2020 what aircraft is what, because even in 24, I don't think there's a way to turn off AI traffic and just have multiplayer. On the Xbox version. Let me repeat. Xbox version, I don't know. Maybe on PC you can tell the traffic apart or choose which traffic you want shown. But I do remember you need to pick all traffic to be turned on. So maybe that's what I didn't do here. And I didn't check that before we launched into this flight in the flight plan screen, world map screen. I didn't go in and check my settings to make sure they didn't reset, but they should be left alone at live weather, all multiplayer, all traffic, and you know, everything should have been turned on the way I left it last night. There's an aircraft out there, so we're seeing bits and pieces of stuff popping up, and I think that is where we're off to next. I don't know if I want to do the flight across the water to the last island, or if we'll just redo, or if we just pick up from airport nearest to the last one we're supposed to be trying to land at today. I'm planning the next part of this trip by what I plan to do, but like I have an idea, but I never have anything set in stone on what I really want to do. But I think we are gonna climb over this mountain right here without any problems. Yay. But I mean, LOL, right, everybody? If you've watched this, anybody that's watched my VODs or YouTube, we have not actually landed one landing in this now 4th leg. So in 3 legs of our tour of Hawaii, we've not gotten back on the ground successfully, the way you should. Again, the trip on Honolulu would have... I don't even know, I might have crashed trying to land on the water. But I thought the AI had it, that's why I left it alone. I think this is the volcano. I know we're flying over a volcano. It could be any one of these mountains here. But I'm gonna assume it's the one with the more smokiness. There's a waterfall coming up that says fall on it, right? It's funny how there seems to be more points of interest to show up in-game map than they do on your map plan. Wow. Someone's just in radio range there. Alright. Nate is on right now, and he's doing some more roadcraft. There's a river running through down there. Now, did I miss an airport when planning this flight? Or is this where we're circling back to land, is right here to our left? I'm not quite sure. I know I picked a destination. I just don't remember where. But it looks like there's some players on the ground, there's planes on the ground right there. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just sitting here enjoying the views. Well, and Nate just ended his stream. I don't think he picked anybody to raid. Of course, I didn't hear him if he did, so. Alright, there's no reason for the cell phone to be turned on right now. Let me put my volume all the way up and keep it where I can see it, just in case I get a phone call. Is there an airstrip down there? I mean, yes, there is. It looks like there's more than one airplane down there. Or aircraft. You can't always say plane. Oh, cool. Alright. Well, so far, we have not had a problem. And I'm gonna keep saying that probably every few minutes. You know, I got this this way to make chat easier to read, yet, haven't had an opportunity to see how much easier the chats are gonna be to read. That's okay. Oh, what? So, I hit this one and now I gotta turn around. Okay. Again, the way that the flight got planned out is always weird to me. I just pick the points of interest and then go with it. So we do a lot, sometimes we do a lot of backtracking. That's what I said, the islands here were a good way to do that. I don't know of many other ones. I know there's, like I said, the Isle of Man is a big enough landmass but small enough to do maybe a long stream of just touring the Isle of Man. I don't know of many other countries. Maybe island of Cyprus. Like I said, maybe Bahamas, Bermuda, maybe Cuba, Puerto Rico, Haiti. Yeah, stuff down there in the Caribbean. We could just do island hopping on the Florida Keys, but with points of interest, that would be just one stream till we got to the mainland of Florida. There's the islands, the tail of Alaska. I don't know how many scene points of interest are on those islands. Alright, now we're coming back for the airfield. And we are definitely more than 500 feet this one. I think we're climbing the 15, that's what I set it to, and maybe that's why we've avoided stuff this time. I just automatically put it to the max altitude that this plane can climb to. And, so that's what we're doing here. Okay. I can't really be watching something when I'm doing my own thing. We'll just put on someone that I watch on YouTube that's doing Train Sim World. Are we Now what do we, what? Now what am I doing? Am I circling back to my left? I guess so. Are we circling back to hit this? This is interesting. There's a plane down there. Again, I say plane, I don't know. But it's moving. So far the glitchiness is just graphical loading in and unloading. Nothing really affecting the plane. How many times are we gonna fly over the airport that we're not landing at? Did I not hit these waypoints? Did I have to climb high enough to do that? See, this is interesting. Alright. I need to go check on the dogs real quick. I don't think we're in any danger of crashing anytime soon, so give me a few minutes, folks. Enjoy the show. And I am back. They seem to not want anything to do with jumping on the back door, so it wasn't going to be long. I just needed a minute to get up and check. Not even that. Was I even gone a minute? So I thought we were hitting these waypoints, and now we're circling back to them? I don't know. I know how I filed the plan, but maybe it didn't actually knock them off, even though we were flying past them. But I also... Did I need to climb the 15 first? I don't... Who knows? Who knows? As long as we get to over there without a problem today. And maybe we'll go from... and finish, like I said. So, I'm gonna attempt to do a group flight tomorrow with people. But I don't know if I'll be able to handle doing a group flight. I know with what they have planned, I'm not very good at. And they're gonna want to be in 24, which is where a majority of them probably will be. Now, see, I've got my call sign and flight number. I don't know if that's what multiplayers hear, or if they hear Cessna, da 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 da. There's an aircraft over there. There's this tiny island in front of me. See, this is why I should be doing this in 24. I could pull up the EFB, hopefully zoom out. I was having a slight issue with EFB though. I was in the AI cursor mode, as you guys see me fly with 24, and I pulled up the EFB. The AI cursor kind of disappeared off the screen, and I couldn't activate it again while the EFB was up. It was a slight issue. Let's just... I mean, I recovered without a problem. I used to be able to have the cursor and EFB up at the same time to mess with the EFB. So instead, I had to get in the cockpit, internal view, with the cursor on and mess with the EFB that way, so that the plane was still flying without me really having to mess with it. But alright, we're banking here for
Stall. Stall. Stall.
what does that say? Something ridge. Lookout ridge? It looks like we're hitting all the waypoints I already hit at takeoff.
Stall.
So we took off from somewhere over here.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Yeah, why?
Stall. Stall. Stall.
I know why, but
Stall. 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 Stall.
we need some fuel.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Reset.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Are you gonna completely fuck up? Well, I have anti-stall stuff on, so... But I think everything recovered there. Well, the question is, are we gonna get out of circling? Which altitude did I lose there? You know, I'm running my phone and the iPad. I should make sure one thing is not about to die. Okay. I don't need to be trying to charge two things at the same time later. I don't know if I needed to add fuel there or not, but we weren't gonna make it to our destination. I still somehow have problems loading fuel in 24. In fact, my keybind was not working this morning, and I had to rebind my add fuel quantity. So hopefully we're hitting these and we don't have to come back to them again. Are we gonna make a slight right turn or not? Oh, radio DMER. Oh, you don't hear many of those radio calls that I'm aware of. I could have picked this as a VOR. Okay, so we're gonna circle this. And then what? And we're just rocking our wings for some weird reason. Do I have this on full or all? Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, for some reason they're rocking the wings, okay. Okay, and then there's that waypoint. Do I have the right lights on? Yep, okay. I could probably mess this to fix our flight path here, but I'm just leaving it alone. I don't remember having it this much, but maybe it was circling because we needed to climb, and then it was coming back to hit these waypoints. I don't know. I don't remember picking a waypoint out here in the water. We've got one. We're also very cautiously turning. And descending. Let's see. Let's turn flight plan on. Now, I thought what was always in purple was where we're the most active one, but I'm not sure. You know what? My aircraft. Yeah, I didn't remember having stuff out here in the water. Okay, I am home. Okay, we want... $15. Flight level change. Autopilot on. Flight director is on. Nav mode on. Okay. Don't keep decreasing in speed or we'll have a problem. I think we're good. Technically we should be climbing at 72 knots, but... Did we come out this far into the water already? Maybe not. But I do think we hit some of the same wave points twice now. I don't know where we're turning after we hit this waypoint. We definitely are going port side. So yes, aircraft turn. Port side is always your left side, starboard is always your right. Now on ships, I'm not sure on ships. I think it's the same. On a ship, the front is your bow, and on planes, your tail, and this is your tail, and on ships, it's called your stern. I was gonna say, did I screw us up somehow? I don't think I hit the left or right stick, but maybe I did. Alright. Oh, we gotta go way out here. What is that? So we're going out there, and then we gotta come back. See, I didn't remember picking these. But okay. And right now we're on complete autopilot. It's not AI pilot. And the only reason I'm at full throttle is because we're still climbing. But let's thin it out a bit. So, I don't know where we're going from there. We got to be going back behind us. This is one of those backtracking things I was talking about. We probably didn't need 15. I might have been able to do a 10, but wanted to make sure we got over mountains easy enough. What time is it in Hawaii right now? It is 8:17 a.m. See, I don't know if you can pull that up in 24, a feature like that. Pull up local time and stuff without going to the pause menu. And of course it looks so weird without a co-pilot. I've gotten so used in 24 of having a co-pilot. And then of course, there's no... Not that I'd be able to open the door right now. These don't light up blue at all in 2020. I leaned it out just a bit, and we seem to be stabilized at a speed of 66 knots. So, oh, we got two things here. Okay. Wow, I didn't remember doing that. I knew it was a big island, but I guess I didn't pay enough attention to the flight plan. I thought it said 30 minutes. It's not going to take 30 minutes to do the whole island. Definitely, because I've already been streaming for that amount of time. Just a minute, folks. Alright. This darn cold is still giving me problems. it's interesting how you can... I don't know about this anybody else, but... And maybe I'm paying too much attention, but it's funny how you get followers, but then none of your followers show back up again. In fact, when I have not, for YouTubers, I haven't done my channel update. I don't know if I was going to do that channel update as an IRL stream over here on Twitch and then export it to YouTube, or if I should just do it specifically YouTube. Because there's no need to really do here. So I think I got 14 followers over here, but I don't think I've seen a repeat customer. So, but I've got YouTube. I recommend people go over there to see my playlist prior to my Twitch debut. That's Matty Ellen at youtube.com. And again, if you guys are if anybody's interested in joining a default, if you don't have third party, just a second. It's like... Excuse me. Alright, so... if you're interested in doing some kind of learning to do radio calls, or some ATCing, and you're not on VATSIM, beyond ATC, or Sane Tension, or even if you are, but you want to help out Xbox players specifically, what I'm trying to do for, is I want to start a voice chat channel on Discord, invite only, so you guys gotta, let me know, YouTube people, let me know in the comments, once the video, when you're watching this on the VOD. I don't know how my Twitch followers could let me know. I don't think there's a way to leave comments on videos. I don't know, I've not watched a VOD and tried to interact with it. But, yeah, we'll get on there, if someone wants to do, if we can do a group thing and we're flying and one person as ATC is watching someone's stream and they can see all the aircraft, they can direct the traffic, we'll all file the same flight plan. Excuse me folks, I got a call. Alright. Sorry about that. You know, when IRL calls, IRL calls. Alright. I'm just glad I'm not streaming on my phone anymore. Nothing worse than when someone calls you while you're in the middle of using your phone to stream. Okay, well, that was an interesting detour that way, wasn't it? And, the plane is so far following the nav path. Everything I've put in and everything's on. I think we're still climbing. Right? I mean, there was a slight dip because of that, but... Alright. Yeah, flight level change is still on. This is why I've been sticking with the 172. I can program this. Luckily, I mean, the other trips we weren't doing this, and maybe I should have, and maybe we would have cleared some of those obstacles that the co-pilot did not know how to fix, and I couldn't correct for because I took over too late. But then again, I never set the cruise altitude higher than what the game had set it for. Is that them out there? Alright, well, no, there's planes in front of us. We are definitely high enough. We probably should make it over any obstacle today. I think I better add some throttle back in. Am I at 100? That's mixture. Yeah. And mixture. Huh. I mean, I have it set for auto mixture, so... the older doggy, who's deaf and partially blind, is got that, you know, anybody that's had dogs that are in their teens, they got that weird smell that just makes you want to vomit sometimes. Yeah, comes in my room, lays down, and I swear he let an SBD. Ugh. Nasty. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Stinky asshole. Come in my room and smell. And then Mom will come home and say, your room stinks. I can blame the dog today. My mom thinks my room always stinks, and that's because I live in my room. Usually bedroom doors closed. It's got my BO, food. It's dog scent when it gets stuck in the room. And then Mom likes to come in here with things to try to make it smell better that I don't like, because then it just mixes with the bad smells and it smells weird. You know, like spraying air freshener in the bathroom after you've gone number 2. It's just mixing nice smells with nasty smells, and then it all just smells. No. No. Darn it. There we go. Did I do that right? There we go. Trying to take care of stupid stuff on the thing again. Okay. Well, the only chats I get are people that aren't actually people. 90% of the time. That's another one that bites the dust. Alright. I need my phone charger. Before you, it does. It'd help if I'm not standing on it while I'm trying to pull it up to plug in the phone. Okay. Man, I really should put pictures of my setup. I should get someone to take a picture of me playing so you guys see the setup I have while I'm streaming and put them on my Discord. It's hilarious of the way I have stuff situated. Alright, what is our point of interest target? 4 nautical miles. I'm not seeing a thing though. And we're still slowly climbing. But I'm barely holding on to this 66 miles, nautical miles an hour. But I don't know what the max altitude was for this area that I needed to get over the 2 mountains that we had to mess with. It's a pretty desolate island, which I think is probably the same could be said for most of the islands in Hawaii. There is a lot of bent forest, jungle-like atmosphere. I mean, look at that, looks weird. Look at that zigzag line under us. Is that a road? A river? It looks more like a road. Definitely bush flying could be done here, where you could land anywhere. Then this is the observatory? Is that? Oh, there's an observatory over here. I think we hit everything off to our left, I mean our right side. There's nothing out there on that little island I don't think was a waypoint. folks. So far so good, right? So far so good. Exactly where are we in the... Okay, we should start to descend. Let's take this off. And nav mode off. Autopilot off. And co-pilot on. Because we definitely should have... Definitely need to start descending. But now I might got myself in trouble. I was just seeing what... I took control, then I gave it back to them. I was just seeing what they would make sure it corrected. We don't need to make a mistake now, either. So... be my luck, we're gonna sink low at too low, and then we're not gonna get over this ridge. Is there a way to see what altitude I need to be for descent? No, there isn't. Not on this screen anyway. My aircraft. Alright, let's see what this cursor pilot does. Sometimes the cursor AI pilot does something different than the co-pilot pilot does. But I'm gonna make it my aircraft. I'm gonna lean it out quite a bit because we're in the yellow. That was really close, and I might have just lost too much altitude. Whoa, sorry for that spike there. Okay. I went from being good over here to now I'm too high. Or, I might not be high enough to get over this ridge. Alright, oh. Come on. Autopilot on. Nav mode on. My aircraft. Alright. Altitude hold on. Autopilot on. Turn that off. Heading mode. Well, so much for that. Alright, whoa! Look, just because I'm fooling around, I'm not gonna have another landing, right? Okay. Heading. Set 70 degrees. Heading select on. Autopilot on. Altitude hold on. There. I think I'm in a clear right here. Let's add some throttle back in. Add a lot of throttle back in. Well, I definitely stopped us from having a problem so far. I'm not messing with that. We're actually doing okay. And in fact, $5,000 flight level change on. I'm not sure what our thing is, so I guess I shouldn't make a call. Alright. When I get down to 5,000, I think I will change it, switch it over. I've got the engine at idle. We got over the mountain. And we are 5 miles out. Okay, heading off. Autopilot off. And come on, that is off. Okay, co-pilot's aircraft. What are you doing? Don't go all the way. I think this is the problem when you start the hand fly part of it. They like to circle back. This is why it's gonna stay my aircraft. Go back to idle. I guess if we don't make this landing, it'll be my own fault. Alright, let's... Hannah? Hana? Alright, so I gotta let them do what they're gonna do while I make this radio call. If I cannot keep losing the cursor. No, go back. Select runway. Runway 26. Okay, it's the co-pilot's aircraft. And that would gotten me in 24, career mode, we would gotten a flaps over speed deduction in crew. What do you think? What do we think here? Should I handle this, or should we let the co-pilot handle it? Oh, so while I was fooling around this morning, without upgrading my, whatever gives you landings here, I have a landing rate manager now, in 24. But I haven't seen it pop. Maybe it doesn't work in career mode, but in free flight it worked. Either that or I have the 2020 version. Either way, I have to upgrade that, and of course the F-16, I have to pay a small fee to upgrade it. I don't know if I'm going to upgrade the F-16 or not. But what in the hell are you doing? Do we have a pave? Is that paved? Are we paved? We are paved. My aircraft.
Stall. Stall. Stall.
Alright, folks, this is getting tense for me. That's why it's been really quiet. I am handling this. I'm trying to not be too fast, not be too slow. There's no shortcut for radio, so I haven't been able to say that I am on final. Ooh.
Stall. Stall.
Yep. Alright. Here we go. I hope this is the first time we have a landing. Alright. Power's back. Flaps go up.
Stall. Stall.
What do we get? A 496? But, or 498? But I did that. Did I accidentally put brake on? Well, we landed. I need to see if I can add a shortcut on 2020 for radio calls, because I wasn't able to make any call-outs there. Okay, and we want taxi lights on, landing lights off, and I want to announce taxi. That's... Oh, I want clear of the runway. Well, I don't see an option for for a parking spot. So, what do? We give it to the co-pilot. Are they gonna go anywhere? Where are we parking? Are they gonna park me? Or are they gonna take off? What are you gonna do? Well, folks, the co-pilot's in charge right now, but I did a landing all by myself. They were probably trying to park. Stupid. Okay. But we got through that. I think we will make our flight plan and do the last island today. Instead of waiting to do another short one. We'll just jump back in here. Oh, so yeah, there was all this. Where did we land? No, we also did the... Was it here? Is this it? Okay, this was it. So... yeah, there was nothing down on this side. Alright, so we're just gonna start from here. At Upalo. Departure. And... okay. Okay, I know if I can hear that, you guys probably can. That train whistle. Okay, so there's an airport there. Here's an airport. I need to make sure there wasn't one down here. So, this is the furthest south. That's the arrival, then. Okay. And then we have... something to add to the favorites. Add to the wish list. Oh, shit. Hurry up, get back in. Alright. So, we'll add. Okay, here's another airport. I don't know why I'm adding the airports first, but I am. Well, also, I have a good idea how to plan this. Okay, so we want to take off from here. We're gonna hug the coast for a bit. Oh, there's an airport here too. Okay. Add. So far, this looks like it might be the one flight plan that makes the most sense. There's a West Hawaii State Veterans Cemetery. Okay. Yeah, we're hugging this East Coast for a bit. Now we got Mount Mauna Loa. An observatory. Jagger Museum. Okay, heliport. Why is that a point of interest and not an actual, like, airport thing? Well, here's where it's gonna get crazy now, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, all these little... What did that say? They just came in, so I don't know what he's carrying on about. Actually, I think I have an idea, but he can wait till Mommy gets home. Okay, Oop, did we skip one out here? Is this on there? Okay, that's on there. This one is on there. Okay. See, I zoomed in and now there's a bunch of these popping up that I didn't see. But okay. Oh, here's an airport. Here's another airport. There was this. Okay. Here's an airport. Here's one too. There's tons of these tiny little ones. Rainbow Falls. Wait a minute. Okay, this is now the arrival. Uh-oh. Oh, crud. Oops. Now I gotta fix it all, add this all back in. Well, I don't know if we're getting this flight done or not now. Okay. Well, we'll plan it. Maybe I will wait till next time. 'Cause, well, I've not been on that long yet. We'll see. As long as I don't screw this up again. As long as I don't find another airport further south. Okay. Like I said, now we gotta add all of these back in. Cause see, even though there's the airport, even though there's this airport, that one is further south. Oh, those are helipads. Okay, I'm not picking them. Okay. Those are already in. Alright, I think we just have the mess of these again. Well, I there could be more. Like I said, it always looks like there's more later on while we're flying. But other than this right here, looks pretty good. Alright, we want to double check this. That says AI, so I have all players, not just live players, all players. Because all players will be visible regardless of their settings unless they have set multiplayer to group only. That's why I did that. Okay. Air traffic specifics such as aircraft type, location, behavior will be based on live data, or air traffic will be set to pre-existing patterns. Air traffic density is modifiable in the options menu. We're gonna leave that to live traffic. And you know what he's carrying on for? It's his DINNER time. And mommy's not home. So, just a minute, folks, while I get me a drink. Alright. So, do we need 15 here? It says 9.5. I'm gonna bump it up to 10. Why can't I go to 10? Oh, I hit. There we go. No. No. 1 0 0 0 0. There. Okay, hopefully that's enough altitude. And let's get going and finish the Hawaii tours. I didn't even look how long is this gonna take. I didn't pay attention. Well, we got one island done in 2 hours. Maybe we'll get another 2 hours with this other island, depending on what problems we may or may not face. Alright. Release the brakes. Full throttle. Alright. Co-pilot's aircraft. I think Mom's home. Because now they're going nuts. Not at me. We gotta turn around. Soon. I hope. Alright, here we go. Now we're turning back. Well, sorry folks for that. I've had part of this person's stream on for a while, but I don't know how much longer the stream's going, and the iPad's already at 50%. Okay. There we go. Plug that back in. That's all I can do is keep switching off. Alright. We may have some problems later on. Oh, I don't need the cursor on. I have the co-pilot turned on. And I don't have to handle the radio calls. I really probably should have switched, but usually the AI, when you do that, the runway you take off from is probably usually best. But coming off this way would have been shorter. Let's just hope we don't do any backtracking like we did on the last island. Because I didn't look at how long it thinks this might take. There's not a really whole lot of backtrack. Yeah, there is. This island is quite big, but a chunk of it we're not even flying over because there was nothing to look at. Well, there was no waypoints that I could find anyway. I turned down the wind noise. That's why we're not hearing it as much. You see nothing? Oh, there you go, see, it popped out. Okay. Well, how far is this our final destination? It's 67 miles away, plus whatever other waypoints in the middle. So I might have needed more fuel, but you know, I can do that on the fly here. It's a lot easier on this one than it is in 24. In 24 it kinda behooves me to in free flight to have unlimited fuel. And turn off all the damaged things. I'll probably do that tomorrow or tonight before I fly tomorrow. Oh. Yeah, okay, so then we gotta turn and go back that way. I think there's only the one or two up here. This time I'm not seeing any name tags anywhere. But you saw that, I put all players on. Yet they're still carrying on. I know, folks, I'm being quiet. There's nothing wrong with just sitting here and enjoying the views, is there? Trying to read POIs. I think we're okay. Alright, so now we're gotta turn back and go 11 again that way. We're also climbing slightly. I see that. Try not to fall out of the sky. We're hitting those turbulence. Alright, now we're turning. I thought there was something up here you could do. Is it not interactable in 2020? Maybe not. I can't get any closer for us to read that. I wonder if that's the certification. This is plain. Why are these on? We don't need the floodlight on. Okay. Watch. Something here isn't on right. No, okay, that's all correct. National Historic Site? So that was the north of the island, right? That was the northwest side, and now we should be coming down the west side of this island. But then we have this whole inlet in there with all those POIs in the middle of the island. And all those that mountain, that altitude. Alright. I hope I can do this group flight thing tomorrow, and like, I've not done multiplayer before. I don't know. I know how it's supposed to look when you have multiplayer on and people are not in the aircraft and walking around. We'll see how that comes out tomorrow. Okay, I start to hum, and I shouldn't do that. So, on my iPad, my auto modbot is working. Doesn't work on the phone app, apparently. Then again, I can't get my activities activated, or, not active. I can't get my alerts to work, or complete a raid. Probably because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing. Who is live? Two-Tone Tony. Or not Two-Tone. Two-Tone Murphy. Two-Tone Murphy's the only person on right now that I watch, and it looks like they're doing Route 66 flights. Only not the only person I follow. It's the only person currently live that I follow. A great streamer. Go and check him out too. Streaming is now his full-time job. Okay, so yeah, we knew we were gonna hug the West Coast here for a bit. And that is that one's 6 miles away. I don't know why sitting here I get so yawny and tired. And don't think it's because I'm trying to talk. He'll, talk. But because I start doing the same thing when I'm played by myself. Although I very rarely jump on, and I'm very rarely in any game without streaming. I got on this morning to mess with things, make sure things were working to my satisfaction, or that they worked at all, because I'm not going to keep spending Game Pass money if I don't notice multiplayer working. And Flight Sim is the only game. So, is it worth $10 a month to do Flight Sim? To have multiplayer on? Saturday will be a test. Next week, I'll try hopping on while Nate is flying. And, we'll see if we see each other. He'll be on VAT Sim. I'm not going to be on the default agency, so it's not like we're going to hear each other's calls. I thought Mom was back from wherever she went, and that's why they're going crazy, but they're still going crazy, and it's been, what, 5 minutes now? Unless she's doing something out in the garage. They were outside for like an hour. They hopefully went to the bathroom while they were out there. Okay. I know I keep saying I want to do other games. I just don't know. Only reason there's so many videos of flight sim is because I'm able to stream now without having to worry about redoing stuff, and it's easier. But I don't know if I could get into a game. I'm, I guess, self-conscious to make sure I'm interacting with chat, and as difficult as to do that with train sim and flight sim, I don't think there's any other game I could get into where I could have enough time to look at chat and react to it. Whereas I have some of them opportunities in flight sim and train sim. It's like I've bought games. I've bought games that I haven't even played 5 minutes of, because I think I'm losing interest in games. So I've been playing video games for over 20 years, probably close to 30 years of my life. So, and I'm in my early 40s. I've played games most of my life. And I don't have a job. I don't have kids. I don't have my own responsibilities other than me and help with the dogs when no one's around. But I think I'm losing interest in games. I'm interested in these, but I've said it before. Train Sim World, I can go through phases. And it's just, I've lost interest in it. I've lost interest in 24 for a few months just because it was irritating me. But now I know why it was irritating me. I was in a beta form that was always going to be unstable until the new update. And then it's unstable again. So, but 24 is working a lot better for me now. And career mode could get stale. When I saw it on beta, when it unlocked everything, and I could fly everything, what did I want to fly? Airliner transport missions. Why? Because they were going from different locations. I could pick to go different locations. In fact, if we ever get that far, that might be the only way we ever have a long haul on stream. Granted, I can always just fly up to cruise and hit the skip to descent phase. Because by that time, what do you need to build up credits for? I don't want to do company, so it's just extra money. I can afford to skip. I could afford to skip portions now and get more flights in on the stream. But I also need more credits right now till I got. You need 25,000 credits to have your first company. So, but as soon as there's a certification I have credits for, I'm gonna go for it. If I want to, I'm gonna go for Tail Dragger just because it unlocks planes you can use. But I don't want any of the endorsements or specializations that you use the Tail Draggers for. I'm not going to go for Scoop endorsement because any of the planes I can use with Scoop endorsement, I can't use in any other missions. As far as I'm aware, you can't use it. Now, there's the heavy lift, the power lift, and the rotorcraft when we get to it. If I have the credits, I will attempt it. When we get, and the super heavy cargo. I will be going for that certification just because super heavy cargo. I'll attempt those. I've attempted all of the rotorcraft certs before, and I couldn't complete them. It took me, I think, one whole day. I sat here one whole day trying to get the rotorcraft certification for search and rescue. Or for, not search and rescue, but for, medevac or something. One of those with a helicopter. Because you gotta hover over the area, lower your medic, or you gotta lower someone down. You gotta get your the person on the ground's gotta be fastened, and then hoisted back up. And you gotta stay at a certain altitude, hovering over the target without moving outside of the radius of the target. It's not easy, and I think it's not easy because on the Xbox controller, even though I hit the hover, I tried to go into the control settings. I tried to bind and auto hover, and it wasn't working. And maybe that's because the H125 doesn't have those autopilot features in it, so it's not gonna work, which is dumb. So why let us keybind autopilot functions for aircrafts if it's just not gonna work for them? I'd love to set an autopilot for an air balloon with burners. Set the altitude, max altitude you want it to go to. Pick a starting location. Your departure. Pick your arrival. Or departure and arrival. Yeah. And see if the balloonist, if it powers, it does what it needs to, uses the wind direct. Nah. I don't know if we have ornithopters in this game. I have one in 2020, and this one right here. I don't know if we have ornithopters in 24. In 2020, I think the keybind for autopilot Y on the controller works with almost everything. I could hit it right now and it'll turn the autopilot on. Just the autopilot. I don't know if I'd have to bind it to turn on. Like, if every time I hit the autopilot on, I would want nav mode and altitude hold automatically turned on. If anything, you always want nav mode. But well, I know we've been hugging the coast. Okay, so here's one of the bigger airfields. And we're still hugging this west coast of this island. Like I said, I didn't check the flight time that it suggested. Because the other one said like 40-minute flight time, and well, we were in the air the whole time. There was no incidences. So there was no incidents. What happened at the end was because the co-pilot, I get back to the co-pilot, I don't know if they were taxiing to a parking spot, or if they were taxiing to pick back off. But handled the landing. We do have one successful landing so far in this Hawaii series, and wasn't pretty, but it was a 498. I was in blue squares the whole time, except for the last two weren't blue, they were red. And I probably should have flared a little more. That's probably what it was. I didn't have that stall warning before I just let us drop. because I'm also in external view, and it's really hard to judge when you how far off the ground you may or may not be. So you kind of don't want to let it drop, and then it was too rough. That looks like a... No, I mean, it does, but it isn't. It's a road or something. Yeah, there's one airfield. What airfield is that? I can't read the name of it, but there's a plane down there. But we're not hearing any comm traffic. Why? Why are we not hearing comm traffic? Is it because I'm not tuned to the right channel or something? Oh, I can request IFR? Okay. I hope I just didn't screw up the flight plan. Tell me to go to 7, then back up to 9, 13. Ugh. Good thing I hadn't really descended. Although we're barely above stall. I know why we're going to 13. We needed to get over this mess of mountain. It's in the clouds, and we wouldn't see what we wouldn't see the terrain ahead of us, will we? There's no terrain warning in here, is there? It's autopilot. DME, nav. I don't think I have terrain warning. Oh, that's all comms. Yeah, we have no terrain map. Well, I mean, there's the map. There's also this. What's our horizon line? Line of horizon is the steady white line. We might not be high enough. But I'm just gonna have to keep paying attention. Oh, yeah. I think I've done screwed up the flight plan now. Because I went IFR. But I could have swore that's what we picked was low altitude IFR and then waypoints. Maybe not. Maybe not. I just screwed up the tour. Yep, I think I might have screwed up the tour because I did the IFR. Now, Monday is apparently a holiday in the US. I don't pay attention to things enough to really give a crap. Anyway, probably everybody I know and follow on Twitch is probably gonna be streaming Monday. But I don't know if I am. I don't know what I could do. There's nothing I could come up with that would be specifically honoring Memorial Day. I think it'd get quite boring if people did stuff on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, Armed Forces Day, Pearl Harbor Day, yeah. Anything, any day with an anniversary, if you tried to honor it in Flight Sim, that had anything to do with aviation, or you could come up with an idea to tour someone, I think you'd run out of stuff to do. You know how I should really test AI. Or not AI, multiplayer. I went to Atlanta, the busiest airport in game and in IRL, and I wasn't hearing a whole lot of comm traffic on 24, oddly enough. Oh, I mean, I was hearing. Okay, let me read. I was hearing comm traffic, but I don't know if it was other players' default ATC responding calls, or if it was AI. You can't tell. The only way I would know is if I knew someone's handle. I saw them somewhere, I was parked next to them, and I was flying the same thing they were. Then I'd know it was maybe them if I was hearing the same calls that my character would have had to make. That's the only way I would know. And even so, when I've done flights with Nate, and I'm not on multiplayer, I don't always, I take off from where he takes off, I land where he's going to land, but I don't, we don't start from the same gates, we don't end at the same gates. I don't follow the same flight plan as him because I didn't understand how to put in what he was talking about when he listed. Especially with 2020, and before I understood how to use the EFB, I wasn't sure how to put the stuff in, so I couldn't get his DCTs, I think it's the, divert course to, or whatever DCT stood for. Yeah, I couldn't, or he'd have a VNAV, or not VNAV, he'd have a LOC, an IL, you know, he'd have all these RNAVs or something, and I'm like, wait, what? But that's because he's using Navigraph, and he's on PC, and the EFB, he wasn't using the in-game EFB to try to plan a flight and get it activated, which I did mess with this morning with the EFB. I filed a flight plan, switched to IFR, added in waypoints, had it find me a route, and I got it to work. Let's just say if I had to mess with that every pre-flight, I wouldn't also sit there and do a whole startup procedure for an airliner. Because it took me 15 minutes just to file a flight that was going from Knoxville to Chattanooga. because I had to make sure I had the right IFR. You know, what departure do I want? What arrival? What approach? I had to go through and pick what I wanted because I didn't. In some instances, you can go. There's an option in the FP that says find a route, and it'll find a real life route. And I think it depends on the plane. With the Max, I don't know if the 737 Max I don't think they fly out of Knoxville to Chattanooga. I don't even know if the Max flies out of Chattanooga out of Knoxville at all. I know we have a United gate, and I know we have an Allegiant, and I know we have Delta. I know we have Delta because I've had to fly from DC when I would come out and visit my grandparents before my family and I moved out here to East Tennessee. We lived in Norfolk, Virginia area, and I'd have to fly out of Norfolk and change planes up in DC, either through Dulles or Reagan, and sometimes I had a third flight. Sometimes I'd end up at Atlanta and have to change flights, which I'd rather not have done that. I always liked the 2 flights, not the 3. But that's how it. I always went. I'd rather. Every time I flew, I chose to go through Reagan versus going through Atlanta. But oh, Alaska. So someone's really far up, coming out this way. I think we're still on our flight plan, although I thought we were diverting with the IFR. But maybe the IFR gave us the altitude that we needed to stay safe. Now, I wonder if this looks better, different. How much different this looks in 24. Like I said, I haven't flown. I flew a few flights down in Hawaii. I checked out Ford Island, Pearl Harbor, but I really haven't done much. As in, we did here where we flew around. I don't think I want to do this in 24, because it's probably just gonna, it's gonna look different, but it might, the POI should be the same, the airport should be the same. Right. So we gotta descend a few hundred feet. Hopefully we stay high enough. Now you want me to go back up 1,000 feet. Make up your mind. I just dropped 500 feet, now you want me to go back up to 12. So far, the co-pilot's managing to change altitudes. The dogs got real quiet. Let me mute the mic for a second. Oh, now we gotta go down again, huh? called out to see if Mom was home, and I didn't hear a response. Then I saw a shadow in the hallway. So, I don't know why they keep making us go up and down 1,000 feet in altitude here. I would rather be above. Thank you. I was gonna say, I'd rather be on the safer side here. And you have me like almost hovering over the mountain edge. Question is, am I gonna have to refuel? We've really been hugging this flat range. What are we doing? What are we doing here? Are we gonna be above the ground enough? I think we're okay. I can't be too sure. Well, I don't want that blocking the screen. Well, we got over what we needed to, and I don't think we have to fly back over that. I think that was the highest portion of the flight. But we had, we do have that area where all those little waypoints are next to each other. Either we already flew to that, or we still have to. I can't be sure now. Like I said, there's some things about the EFB on 24 I love. And the fact you have the map when it wants to work properly for you to zoom in and out of it, you can get an idea where in the world you are. All I can do here is pull up a GPS map. So, and that doesn't always look very nice. I mean, it never looks nice, that little window. I think this combined flight might be the longest one. I'm not sure. Again, I didn't look at what the flight time was supposed to be. And usually, like, the other one was probably, what, 40-minute flight time? Took us 2 hours. As soon as I get to halfway to 12, they tell me go back down to 11. Why are we... Oh, I'm like, why are we turning to our left? The waypoint's dead ahead. I wonder what we were eating for dinner tonight. There's one thing about streaming, or watching other people stream. I get up in the morning, I get my cup of coffee, I go outside, play a few games on my phone, I come in, I get on, and I stream. And then I get off, I eat lunch, get one of my cigars, I go outside, smoke, play games on my phone, I come back in, and either I lay down, or I sit here and watch TV, or I fool around and fly without streaming, or I get back on and stream again. I have ate less per day, I think, the last week than I have been. So, I've probably lost a few pounds this past week, now that streaming has gotten a whole lot easier for me. In fact, when I get off here, I might go outside and have another cigar today. Again, I'm smoking petite, so 2 petites is barely a Robusto. And, I gotta make my channel update video for my YouTube subscribers. I don't have to make it, but it's something I started doing, and I have stuff to report. I make a video, and I got stuff to report. Alright, now we're descending to 8,000. $7,006. That's a weird altitude to go to 7.6. Maybe they're slowly vectoring me down. Maybe they're just making sure we're stepping down in altitude for once to come in before we land. But I still got. It says 24 nautical miles. I hope you're not vectoring me in the land already. I don't think we're anywhere close to finished with the... Again, granted, that's probably the other part of the mountain where we are, island we weren't going to. But I don't know if we hit all those waypoints where we had to surf. Maybe, yeah, maybe we already did, because didn't we already do like a loop? Now, I don't know when the update for 2020 is coming out. And like I said, there's plenty of planes that have been added since the last time I really played a lot in 2020. So, we've got... And, they're gonna keeping this game up to date till 2028. So, I'm gonna play both sims. I wanna see what free stuff gets added to 2020. Is 2020 eventually gonna get any... Are they gonna get any of the same features we have in 24 when it comes to... I don't know. We can't get a walk-around feature, I don't think, in 2020 now. Like, I just hope they don't remove certain features that are in 24 that are in 2020 that they don't have in 24. Like, don't remove my co-pilot feature that we're using right now. What in the world is that? That just looks like a big hole over there. Is that a water... a sinkhole? What in the world is that? Is there water in there, or is that a sinkhole? You know what? This is where you... Uh-oh. There it is. Okay, I hit active pause. This is where you take the showcase. We want free cam. Alright, we got the free cam. Now, get off my screen for a second. There we go. And we can come over here. Very slowly. Because I didn't change the speed. Is there a way to change the speed of this camera? Here we are. It's gonna keep saying that till we unpause. I just have to check this out. See, I hit active pause, and we can do that. So either this is a crater site or what? But let's get down here. Then, is this the top of a volcano? Is that what this is? Is that the mouth of the volcano? Alright. Okay, that's... I just had to check it out. I was like, what the fuck is that? Alright, now the part... Oh, God, sorry, my ears. Your ears. Alright, external cam. Smart cam. We want to reset position. External cam. Let's exit that out, and unpause. Okay. Well, I keep getting followers that I keep banning. No, I know I might be bad at this. Granted, and I've said it before, about people coming in and automatically wanting to stream together or automatically join their Discord. As far as I know, I've never come in and that's the first thing I started talking about. I don't think the first time I talk to somebody and the first time I follow, I'm promoting myself. Maybe I have. I know I've been called out for promoting myself in the middle of discussion, but usually it's like someone I've been following for a few weeks, or you know, someone does, so what are you up to, or what you doing? I answer them about something, and then they, hey, you're kind of self-promoting. I'm like, oh, sorry. But I don't think I come. I've never. Hey, well, the other day I might have maybe come across that because I was asking someone if they would be interested in doing that thing I was talking about with the you know, learning to do calls and stuff without having to pay for a third party. Just a place for maybe Xbox or PC players that don't want to do with multiplayer, because you gotta pay for multiplayer, and I have multiplayer turned on now, and I still don't get to use my microphone on my headset and make calls, which I thought on 24 they had that ability for me to respond, and the in-game ATC would pick up my responses. I think they were just giving us here a step descent. Yeah, I'm on it. They were giving us a step decline. For sure. But we still have a long ways to go. What do we got? Okay, maybe not a long way. We're 14 miles away from our arrival, or our destination. There we go. Departure and destination. I knew it was two D words earlier. I'd just rather say departure and arrival, but arrival means something completely different, because you've got arrival pattern and then your approach. A lot of times I end up with just direct departure or automatic approach. And direct, arrival. So, last island, we pretty much let the autopilot in here handle the flight. This time, the co-pilot's been doing this whole flight. I handled the first landing. Maybe we can let the co-pilot handle this one. Or should I handle it and attempt to have at least two landings in the same stream out of the 4 legs of our Hawaii tour? That way we're 2 for 2. It says leg. So this is not a waypoint. I think this is a nav point for the IFR I didn't file. What time is it right now? Okay, it is 10:30 a.m. in the most eastern island in Hawaii. It is a 5:31 on the east coast in the US, and it is 9:30 at night in the UK. That's, again, one of them features I don't think I have found on 24. There's a lot of things about 2020 I love. Like, I can jump in here, plan a flight, do the free flight thing. I think I'm gonna, just because the EFB, I figured I'd do the free flight, but I think I will only do career flights on 24, unless I'm fooling around doing my own thing. We're almost out of radio range for the ATCs here. final. Why are you saying we're on final? We're not even in the traffic pattern yet. Unless we're going straight in. We still got... We haven't even done a... where was this traffic? That was supposed to be at my 10. I don't see anything. But I don't think we're landing on asphalt. You know what? I'll just take these follows that may or may not be real people. I probably should just start ignoring these instead of handling them. I think if I don't handle what I think are bots, they'll just keep... They'll eventually get worse and more irritant. Alright, well... What are you doing there, co-pilot? I don't know why they... Flaps. See, the AI on 24 would probably do the same thing. But in career mode, if the AI does that, you get dinged for points. Because we are above flap speed, as far as I know. You gotta be in the white to be within flap speed. And almost seeing red at the bottom of this line to be in, well, almost stall speed, but to make sure you're slow enough to land. But how would I know, right? My landing was a 498. Granted, the co-pilot doesn't do any better than I do. And we will see that, probably. Because I think I can allow the co-pilot to handle this one all the way down. I did the takeoff. I probably didn't have to, but I did it. And we struggled. I struggled with that takeoff because there's something wrong with the throttle. You should be able to just put it all the way up and then let go, and it stays there. And then it throttled back down. I had to hold down the throttle button to keep us at full throttle. But, and it's not like we're in a something where the prop was affecting it. I don't even think you can change prop. Mixture, throttle, pitch. What is this? Fuel valve. Yeah, I don't think I can affect the feathering of the prop. Let's hit all the red buttons. Wait, what is this red button here? Oh, alternate air. Oh man, Mom's yelling. God. Flaps lever. Why is it way over there? Do we have a... No, we don't have a flaps lever over here. Well, folks, Are we... I thought maybe we were gonna take another 2 hours, but no. This flight time was probably more close to an hour. I haven't had to fool around. I hadn't had to change anything to avoid crashing yet. So there's a storm. Those don't look nice. They look puffy and stormy, especially that one. But we're probably gonna get on the ground before it starts to rain. Now see, I have no idea when I should use de-ice, which we're in Hawaii. I don't think we were even up anywhere where icing would have had to be an issue. Alright, we should be entering a pattern soon. Again, I don't think we passed this waypoint. That might be a point of interest that I didn't have as a waypoint. Oh, because I didn't know it. Like I said, there's some points of interest for towns that don't show up on the world map. But we are definitely not landing on tarmac at the Hawaiian Paradise Park Airport. And we are probably getting down just as the weather's coming across. The nasty weather. Are we turning? What are we doing? You know what? I wonder if you can find Disney World in Florida, in Orlando. Wouldn't that be interesting if you could actually walk in 24 near that? I don't know. I don't know. It's not going to show up as a point of interest, although you think it would. Now, I've been on ground level in 2020 at the White House and at the Pentagon, and they looked atrocious. The Capitol building was weird because it was just flat. It wasn't actually a building on the ground on 2020, so I don't know in 24 if those things got changed. You'd hope so, since we're allowed to be on the ground. Alright, we are now circling back. Does that mean we're entering our pattern entry? Like, where's the pattern entry already? Come on. You said we were on final. What is this town called here? I don't know. Anyway. Oh, I hate when I hear that. I hate when I hear them kill the engine, and I know we're banking. Why'd you bank to the right if we have to circle to the left? What are you doing? They went flaps 20 now? This is where I'm getting scared. I'm like, what? I don't know what they're doing. I don't know whether I should be taking control. I haven't seen the, pattern entry. See, now it's telling me we're on base. Okay. Yeah, the trip calls there. Okay, we're on base. And then we're gonna be on final. Because we just did the downwind. Now we're on base. Now we're on final. Okay. I hope I watch. They're gonna make another call. I thought they were turning. We're almost at the point for the final. So I thought we were turning for our final. I think we're landing on a grass strip. Alright. Are we gonna turn? Are we turning? What's going on? Alright, here we go. Alright, folks, should we stay in this? Are we gonna stay like this to land? Now we're on the final.
Stall. Stall. Stall.
What is purple?
Stall. Stall.
Don't
Stall.
crash.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Come
Stall.
on, we're almost there. Co-pilot,
Stall.
teacher, stay.
Stall. 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 Stall.
Okay, so yeah, it's a tiny grass strip here
Stall.
with definitely stuff in the way. I would hate to be doing this in 24 on
Stall.
a mission. Come
Stall.
on, skip the tree. There we go. And touchdown. 57. The Garmin just now on the right side just now came on. No, it was on. What happened? Did we it shut off on landing? Come on. Wow, a 5-star landing, really? Negative 257 feet per minute. We pretty much used the whole runway. Okay. My aircraft. Okay. Oh, okay. Is there not a parking spot? I guess not. Okay then. let's just... Well, wait a minute. Let's... Landing lights off, taxi lights on. We're just gonna make our own parking spot. There probably is one. But we will make our own. We will go all the way down here and park in the grass. So I have a feeling this is still the runway. Alright. Let's put the brakes on. Oh, what? Well, folks. Apparently there's an invisible wall there. Oops. Alright, so we finished our Hawaiian tour. I don't know where I want us to go next in our adventures in the 2020. Oh, I don't know if I want to sit here and plan it right now or not. Let's see. We've got we've just been over 3 hours. A little bit over 3. Where should we go next then? We'll plan out the next one. Alright. Could we do some Florida Key? Where technically do the Florida Keys start? I know they're this side. What island is this? I am terrible. I don't know. Like, what are these? Cooper's Castle. Oh, there's an Marsh Harbor. MYAM. X. That's M's. Those are all M's. I don't know what islands these. It says. Is this all Nassau? Are these all Nassau Islands? There's quite a bit then there. Like what's out here? Oh, that's the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse. Okay, so yeah, these are all the Outer Banks. North Carolina Outer Banks. Kitty Hawk, Kill Devil Hills. And then you got this area that I know pretty well. How about... do we just do this side of Manhattan? Block Island is not, part of New York that I figured out. And I don't know if Elizabeth Field is either. Fisher's Island, I think, is not. Montauk is part of New York. We got 2 airports here. So if we start at one, we gotta end at the other. And I'm staying... We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna stay on... Like, Brooklyn Bridge would be added as a waypoint. But nothing Manhattan. That's the Skyport. I think this... Is this where Sully landed? Is that why this is here? Because... I mean, there's quite a bit here. This would just be one trip. That'd be a good stream. What's the... Okay. Well, in order for me to look at this, I need to customize the weather. Or, let's pick a preset. We pick a preset? No, we'll just do this. All I want to do is change the time of day right now. Okay. Isle of Man. We got that in the north. You got this is a lighthouse with this in the south. Alright. This is what we'll do then. This is our next flight plan. We're gonna tour the Isle of Man. There's at least one of them. So we're just gonna sit here and plan it out now. And why did you do that to me? Go back to the daytime. Oh. Did I not buy this? I've added it as a favorite. It's on the wish list, okay. Arrival. Oh my god, you're gonna keep doing that, aren't you? You know, just every time I add something. Hopefully not. Now, Douglas is the capital of Man, but there's no airport up there at Douglas. Well, and we've seen these before in other streams. I know we have, but... Okay, we're gonna consider this part of the Isle of Man out there. Uh-oh. Come on. Why are you freezing up? It's not like we've added a whole lot. Ugh. 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 Did we add? Yeah, we added that. Okay. I was gonna say, am I gonna have to actually make up stuff to for? Here's an airstrip. We will not be flying this in live, although I need to get some nighttime hours, which will never happen if I'm streaming. Come on. What is your problem? I can't do anything right now, can I? No, it froze. No, I don't want to reset what I'm doing. I just want it to work again. There is something I wish you could do, and nobody for the marketplace has fixed this. I can only buy one item at a time, and for most people, that can become a problem when you try to make multiple small purchases with your debit card. I wish there's a way, like put a limit of, like Microsoft themselves has a limit of 200. If I can't purchase more than $200 without it getting flagged, and my purchase is not going through. They get held up. On here, you can't like, I have plenty of stuff on my wish list. I wish I could just pick a bunch of them. Like, if, the Hawaiian Islands, there's not a bundle package from one developer that actually built certain, they don't sell it like that. That'd be great. Which is why I try to do bundles first. But, they don't let you buy but one thing at a time, and it really is kind of dumb. Are you now gonna work? Thank you. I was afraid to back out and then I wouldn't be able to do this. It would reset the flight plan or something on me. Well, is there not a whole lot here? Like, really, is this all there is? For points of interest and stuff? Well, what's the altitude? 4,100. I don't know if that's enough. I have no idea if that would be enough. But man, said Ireland, we'd be there forever. I mean, there's this. Huh. These islands up here are out of England's airspace, and they are a part of Scotland. The Shetland Islands. Sturber, whatever, EG, PB. I don't even see the. Like, we're gonna come out here and turn around. See, this is where it's silly. It's not fixing that to make more sense. But okay, we'll save this. Well, actually, first, let's delete Hawaii. Yes. Now, save. What do we call this? First of all, I gotta get my fingers placed. Why am I having so much trouble with this? I think I need to get my home keys on the keyboard fixed. Okay, MANN. Alright. Save. I don't know what we'll do after this. Like, I know there's Jersey. There's the islands here off of Brittany that are part of England. The Isle of Wight, which is just, I think there's only 2 little airports on it. Of course, we have all of these. What's the other? Is it really dark in Hawaii now? Oh, wait, no, I changed the time of day. I'm like, what? Let's go back to live. Japan. See, free flight is just whatever I come up with. What I like about career is I'm kind of restricted. I have to pick something. Okay, that's Africa. Now, on on 24, the Antarctic stuff on Antarctica doesn't show up. Granted, it's one big white ball down there, and even at night, I don't know if the airport, the ice airfields would show up. Because that's basically what it is. It's just an ice sheet. Oh. My question is Africa really have that much civilization? Because where there's a desert right here, there's quite a few little dots. And it always looks like hurricane clouds up here. Okay. Well, folks, that is it for today. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. Thank you to those that come in and watch it later. I will see you in the next stream. Good night, folks. Or good day, whatever time it is for you. Next time. Bye.